of fact, speaking of putting our minds to it, that's what we're going to be talking about today is being fit to fight. Pruning the Tree is the title, freeing our mind and the rest will follow. So I want to welcome everybody out there to today's Root Network episode. We're so glad to be here today. I have with us our dear friend Latanya. Latanya, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about you?
Absolutely. So my name is Latanya Hunter. I've been a part of World Changers Nation, since probably about 2004, and I've been here in Houston since 2017. So, and I'm still evolving through this journey. And the way I grew up, food was used to celebrate. Everyone who would come to our house, there was food. My mom, if we knew that we had family coming by, it was like, okay, you prepared food, you celebrated. My father, he had 3 girls, and so one of his things was he liked dessert. So my mom did a lot of cooking. And my dad could cook too, but his thing was his girls were gonna have dessert. So he developed a sugar habit long before I had the opportunity to really understand how it affects your body. And so food has it's a happy feeling. I mean, we eat well, we celebrate well, we believe in going out to eat, we cook. And so really having to change my mindset that food is for fuel, food is for nourishment, and it's okay to celebrate and have fun around food, but I probably don't need to celebrate daily or even weekly for that matter at this point. I think there was a study that just came out and said really your metabolism stays the same between 20 and 60.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if that's the case, then my metabolism has been the same since 20, which I didn't think so. I thought it just changed once I got into my 40s. But feeling, it's a sense of enjoyment. I mean, I definitely have gone through the cravings, but realize that the cravings aren't necessarily have the right to dictate my actions. So it might be a real thing. I might be craving coffee, or caffeine, or I might be craving chocolate, but if I don't have it, my body will eventually get in line with it. So I don't necessarily have to submit to that feeling. And that just goes back to the discipline. Sometimes we get it right and sometimes we don't.
Absolutely, and I think food can be a drug if we're not careful.
Oh, absolutely.
And even based on what you're saying, I was thinking about my experience. And when I'm fit, I actually get those same feelings from working out and different things like that. And I'm sure there's people out there who could tell us that, it's chemically, it's the dopamine and it's this, that, and the other. And I bet you there's probably studies saying that, if you work out and you're fit and you're healthy, you can get some of these same good feelings that you get from food. It's just the food is easier. It's just easier to go and buy it and eat it, whereas the other one is associated with work. But it's actually beneficial, good work. Holy Spirit showed me something specifically about this. I was up here at the church setting up for Engage one day, and he was talking to me about my eating and my food. And he said, Archie, would you allow somebody to come into the sanctuary right now and just throw trash all around in it? Just take a dumpster and just dump a ton of trash in here. I was like, no, that'd be crazy. I mean, there's nowhere in the world I would do that. He said, well, if this is the temple, as a lot of us look at it, he said, and that's your temple, he said, understand that every time you go and dump all that junk in there, that's what you're doing. You're literally just dumping junk in there all the time. And I'm not being one of these purists that is like, you can't, and like you said, celebrate and enjoy things. But you have to be real with where you are. If you're in debt, the last thing you need to go do is go hang out and party every weekend.
Exactly.
No, until you get out of debt, you need to be very disciplined. And it's the same thing. If you're overweight or if you're trying to get healthy or things like that, the last thing you need to do is every week or every weekend find yourself, at the dessert tables and everything like that. No, get things under control, get things right, and then in turn, when things are under control, then you can have that cookie or you can have that cake. But it's not until you get things under control first. Thank you so much for watching the Root Network with us on today. We're so glad to be able to share how to be fruitful from the root to the fruit in every area of your life. Make sure that you like this, that you share this, that you subscribe to this so that you can continue to help us spread this gospel of grace and this ability to be fruitful all over the world. Again, remember you're victorious and we thank God for you. We'll see you next time on the Root Network.